This was definitely a challenging session, but not that unusual. Um, the whole point of putting up these demos is that there is information here that can help people win. And yes, sometimes I get the feeling, uh, to use an old UK expression, I get the feeling that I'm pissing into the wind. Um, but I'm happy to do it because it's good for my confidence moving forward to constantly get reminders that I know what I'm doing and that this strategy is probably the best that I'm going to come across. There may be better ones out there. I'm always saying that in these sessions, but I've been looking a long time and I haven't found one yet. And this is the closest thing to a sure thing that I have found. And one of the things that's important when you're playing any kind of strategy is never to get the feeling that you are bulletproof, that you're invulnerable, because that's the crack in the dike. You know, you will get into trouble if you get that kind of attitude. And of course, it's one that affects random punters like all of the guys on the YouTube gambling channel. Every last one of them is a random punter because I think that's what that's the deal with the casinos. You know, if you start playing strategically, systematically, if you start teaching people how to beat the house, then the rug will be pulled out from under you. Video privileges will disappear along with valuable player points and various freebies and other benefits. So basically, I'm doing these things in the hope that there is at least a handful of people out there with the will to win against these negative expectation games and the wit to understand and benefit from my repeated lessons in how it's done. Now, this session was not ideal. It was pretty nasty, but because I had a huge bankroll and because I believed in what I was doing, and let's face it, also because maybe it wasn't real money, you know, I mean, I have to accept that one's attitude is affected by whether or not it's real money. But in real play, which is something that I indulged in on a regular basis for 30 odd years, damn near 40 years of regular gambling in Nevada. You know, I don't think I played any differently. I certainly had a much smaller bankroll, and so I would back away and wait for the right. You know, it's very difficult when you're presenting something which is mathematically based to then say things like when it felt right. But it is a fact that feelings matter. As long as human beings are playing these games, feelings matter. And so what I would do is I would think, okay, I don't feel right about this. It looks dodgy. So I'd step back and I might not play again for a couple of days. But then I'd have my little notebook in my back pocket that told me where I'd left off, the down and the out. And I would start again once I got the feeling that maybe I'd have a chance. And, you know, I would do a lot of walking from table to table and chatting to dealers I'd got to know and pit bosses too, basically killing time and waiting to feel comfortable and confident. And I wasn't always right, but I was right more often than I was wrong, which is how come I survived the whole experience for many, many, many years. And I miss those days very much, I've got to say. But the most important thing is to believe in what you're doing, to be consistent, to step back when you feel the need for whatever reason, and to go from a bad game, like for instance, we did great at blackjack this time, and this is the royal we, by the way. It's me and the algorithm, Algie. Me and Algie did great until almost the end of this session, and then it went tits up, as I say in the description here. And that'll happen to you time and again, you know. I mean, I just watched this guy, Degen Dolt, play like a total prat. he had a target of 7,000, a win target of 7,500, so he could pay off his buddy's college loans, and he passed it. He won more than that, and then he lost it all. He didn't lose his principal, as they like to say in the world of finance, but he did lose all his winnings, and that was because he got greedy and he got stupid. Well, I think he started out that way, probably, but I mean, sorry, I don't. Sometimes I guess I sink into Trump style insults, but I'm just gobsmacked by the way these guys play, and have had to come to the conclusion that they do it on purpose. It's they're doing their job. They're banging the drum for the casinos. They're bringing more suckers in, and for all I know, they may even get their money back at the end of the session. Sort of like, here you go. I don't know. I have no proof of that. I have no evidence, and I know it would be what's a good word? Vociferously denied by all of the content creators with gambling channels. Oh no, we never ever enter into deals like that with the casinos, and maybe they're telling the truth. Who knows? Anyway, all is coming up, and it isn't always pretty until the very end when it's very pretty indeed. So enjoy. All right then, so I'm back at the slow dance for another day. It occurred to me, of course, all I have to do is say what the day and date is. So I'm going to tell you it's 12:44, lunchtime almost, on the 13th of February, 2025. Although somebody will say, well, yeah, he was making it up. I mean, you can't win, and I really can't be bothered. No, that was shitty. 51. Feel better now. That's a repeater. Not quite enough. Ugh. That's a double for the push. There we go. We're going to get some luck this time by the look of it. It's always nice to hit a soft shoe. Oh dear. Okay. 51. Another one. 51. Repeat. That's 12. That's no good. All right. I didn't mean to do that. That should have been a double. Okay, so I'll have to repeat it. Split it. Double it. Stand. Binky! There you are. That's good. I like that. Minimum. Yeah, one of the most important things about pattern betting, and I don't think I express this often enough, is falling. But I mean, I know I tell folks, yeah, you need to fall back to the minimum. But the most important thing is what pattern betting does for you is it says, okay, this is your win target, and when you've got there, that's enough. Now start over and go again. And the problem that sort of non-strategic gamblers have is they're never quite sure sort of like when to fall back, when to press, when to, any of these things. And of course, a lot of people, when they hit a winning streak, they think they're invincible. And so they go nuts and their bets get bigger and bigger and bigger. So therefore their losses get bigger and bigger. But then they think to themselves, okay, well, I just beat the shit out of these guys, so I can do that again. And then they maintain the high level of betting instead of going back to the minimum and starting over, so that I like to call them skirmishes, so that each one is discrete and separate from all the others. I think he kicked the crap out of me there. But yeah, that's a part of this whole thing which is so important. That's going to be a 1-2 third. That wasn't looking good, was it? 3-2 drop. Goody. 3-2 it is. Didn't make any money, but oops. 3-2 it is. 5-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a double down. Maybe. Yeah, I think the 5-4 got us out there, didn't it, with a double? So back to the min. And I will do as before and switch over to Baccarat or Baccarat if the going gets tough. As soon as a 5,000 bet is due, that's a double for the push. I will run away. What was that? Is that 2-3 second? Oh dear. 5-6. I think I've buggered this. 5-6. Ah! After all that. Okay, so that's 11-6 drop. 11-6 it is. Five, 6. All righty. Had to fight a bit for that one, but we got out. That was a waste of time, wasn't it? Okay, double for the silliness. Oh, 51 second. $51 second, 2, 3 third. 5-3 drop. Ooh, you show off. 5-3 drop, so we repeat that one. We're not getting any dealer 22s this time, are we? All right, let's call that 6-3 because we lost a couple in there. Bugger. That was looking promising. 6-3-9-6. Three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get your win target and you just, well, there's dealer 22. Uh-oh. That didn't work out as planned, did it? What was that? 3, 4, 7, 8. Second. Okay, 15-16 third. Damn it. Doing so well. So that's a repeater. Oh, whoa, I like that. Okay, so that was a big help. Well timed. Excuse me. There's a dealer 22, finally. When we least needed. That would be 51 second. See, I don't get why it turns over the blackjack sometimes and sometimes doesn't. 51, so that's 2-3, third. Again. All right, so we're out of that. Double for the loss. Dealer 22. I repeat. Excuse me, so sorry. I thought he was going to do it the hard way there. A little streak going, maybe. As always, I apologise for the spluttering and coughing. I just can't do anything about it. I'm trying. Okay, try that one again. Plus max. Oh, got to split them out here. Double down. That's not good. That's not good. Especially against a 2. So that's, let's see, 4-5. Second. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear. Eh. 14-15. Third. Help. Oh, look at that. Okay, so 29-15. We're going to be running away from here in a minute. Well, let's see, 29. So I guess the drop has got to be 500. So 29-15. All right, so 29. So that's 24-25, isn't it? Oh, that's just the first. So we need this one. I don't think it's happening. Does it say hit 13 against the 2? I blank out on some of these things sometimes. No, no hitting. So we need a dealer 22, please. Was it 24-25? Okay. Well, 24-25, so that's 49-50. And it's 12:56 on the 13th of Feb. 49.50. That was the third. So we're going to go over to Baccarat, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so 49.50, bleeding over from rolling over from a nasty blackjack session, which was actually very kind to us until it turned tits up. So start new shoe, and you can see the date stamp here, and this is Antigua time, so it's actually 12:59 here in the UK. All right, so what we have to do is first of all wait for a banker win. There it is. Okay, so 49.50. We're going to have to do 55 for the commission. So we need a banker win here. We didn't get it. Okay, so 49.55. So we got to go 11 now. And remember that the cards don't care about the bet sizes. It's only we do. So that was 49.55. So five and a half. I'm struggling here. 10 and a half, 11. All right. Excuse me. 21 and a half. It's going to have to be 25 now. You might have to fight really hard for this one. Well, maybe not. Okay, so we've come out alive. We covered the commission of 1,250 very nicely. We've got 7,250, and I forgot to notice what the blackjack rollover cost was. I know what the bets were, but I can't remember. I think we were not much down, less than 2,000. So we've come out alive yet again. And as always, I'm going to have to deal with people saying, well, it was just a fluke. It wasn't. It was patterns. It's how it works. Oh, I don't like these ties. I really do not. And now we're on plus max, which is player choice. Repeat. Chase it, because we only had one. I think we're cool there. Yeah. Back to the min. A little bit of commission stolen from us there, but that's all right. We'll get it back. 51 second. Repeat. Back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. 3, 2. There it is. That was the win trigger. 3, 2. 5, 4. What happened there? Oh dear. 9, 10, third on player. Well, that's a relief. Minimum. I mean, anybody who's in any doubt and who really wants to make a grown-up, intelligent assessment of whether or not this strategy works, don't just take pot shots at me after 2 minutes of one demo. Run through a few of them. Just cherry pick. Just hop through them. You'll see exactly the same strategy being played all the time, and you'll see it winning all the time. And that's basically what we're about, isn't it? I guess I'm on player, right? 1, 2, 3. Talking too much as usual. Repeat that. We got it, so we drop back. Double for the loss. 1, 2, third. Good. Back to the min. Double for the loss. God damn it. Excuse me. Got to take a drink. And certainly not bloody Diet Coke, which Brandon O'Brien shoved down his face at the rate of at least 6 cans a day. God knows what state his gut flora is in. I was about to say gut fauna. That would be indigestible, wouldn't it? Yeah. Where am I? Who am I? All right, that's it. Okay, 1, 2 again, third. 3, 2, hop. Okay. 5, 4. 1, 3 for the commission. 4, 6. Good. Minimum on the banker. Double for the loss. Sorry. Repeat. 51 second. Repeat. 1-2 second. 3-5 on the banker. Oh, there we go. It's all about rhythm, ebb and flow, back and forth, yin and yang, ping and pong. Oh, repeat that one. Right, out of trouble there. Still on the damn banker. Yeah, these people who bet on banker all the time, they're just bloody bonkers, I think. I really do believe it. 2-4 on the bank. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Still on the bank, but it's paying. $51, second on the bank. Cut. 2-4. 6-4, hopping. B1. 6-4 is where we're at. Now we go to 6-7 because of the tie. That's it. 13-14, well, let's call it 13-15. Maybe not. It's going to be 30. It's got to be 3-4 now, isn't it? Owie! 7-4 hopping. It's going to be hard work, this one, but look at it again. P1. All right, we better call it 7. Oh no, yeah, 7-4 is fine. We bumped for the whatever. 7-4, so now it's 7-8. Oh boy. 15-16 won't work. So I think we'd better call it 15-20 on the banker. Heavy duty. Okay. 35-40. This is as high as we've been in a very long time. Got to press on. We will prevail. Oh, did we just prevail? Excuse me, I believe we did, yeah. So the commission there was 3,400, but we are basically kicking ass, you know? I mean, and you know, I mean, these sort of flashbang players, they can't win in the end. But if you play strategically like this, you know, and don't get flustered, and have a lot of money behind you, you can kill them. Okay, that's a repeat. So that's 2-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And we are very nicely ahead. Thank you very much. To those of you who think that I manipulate this sim somehow, I mean, you're idiots, but that's all right. It's not illegal to be an idiot. You could even become president if you pull the right strings and disqualify the right votes. And there we are. I mean, what are we looking at? We're looking at 27 wins and 35 losses, but with a shoe balance of 12,300. There were 37 bankers and 32 players. So, you know, I mean, it's all up there in front of you, and, you know, you've just got to make your own judgment about these things. I will have a look at results so that we can see where that left us. Yeah, I mentioned stupid mistakes before, and I pulled another one at the end of that session. You might have seen the sort of cursor thing hovering over the save shoe, and God, you can't get good stuff these days. It's just so tricky. Um, I sort of hovered over it, but I didn't click on it. So the session that just ended uh, clearly marked in the previous frames here did not open correctly. So this is what we're dealing with. Shoe 1387, and we're looking at 27 into 66,300 and 35 into 54,000. And, it doesn't take a lot of head scratching to figure out that that's a very clear advantage for average win over average loss. And it's difficult sometimes for me because I know that it doesn't matter what I do or what I say, there are still going to be people out there, maybe not the people who watch my demos or the handful of people who come to my channel, but there are people out there who actually believe that it is not possible to win more when you win than you lose when you lose. And I'm always saying, as you know, it's not only possible, it's essential. It is essential, particularly when you lose more bets than you win. And we are going to see in just a minute or two what that looks like in this particular case. I'm not going to bother to do the numbers right now because that'll be taken care of by Excel, and I'll put the panel up where you can see it in just a second. But that's the key to this whole thing, because these guys on YouTube, the professionals as they think of themselves, the mad gamblers, the sort of hot shot, scattershot, shit or bust players that we see throwing money away like it's just rubbish. They only win when they win more bets than they lose. When the cards go against them, when the shoe turns shitty, they are in trouble. We are not. It's that simple. Stick with this strategy and it will save your ass time and again, and your bankroll will just keep growing and growing and growing. That's all I can say to you, and you can say I'm an idiot or whatever you want to do. I have no control over that. What I do have control over is the accuracy of the information that I put in front of you and the validity and viability of the pattern betting strategy. And I don't recommend that you try it for real money without researching, as I did, extensively. And that's why the description in all of these videos always has the two links to the Wizards' now incredibly slow Blackjack Sim and to Baccarat Win Pro, who will give you a free week to piss around. You can do an awful lot in a week. And after that, I think it's 20 a month. And I want you to understand, I get nothing from them other than their friendly support. They don't pay me, but they don't charge me. That's my deal with them. And my email exchanges have been very limited to date. They're always friendly, always nice, polite on both sides and so on. And I have begged them several times, please do what you've done for Baccarat, for Blackjack, because if there were a Blackjack Sim that was half as good as this platform for the study and I suppose the word is exploitation of Baccarat, then it would be a wonderful thing, because the Wizard Sim is good, but it's not as good as it could be. That's for sure. Yeah, this is the analysis of the blackjack portion of the presentation that you've just, if you're brave and in search of winning ways, will have sat through patiently. Just the blackjack portion, because the Baccarat platform gives us a perfectly terrific analysis of every spit and cough, so I don't need to bother with that, and I just wish the Baccarat guys would do the same for blackjack. Well, I've said that already. So what we have here is I've got me against Algie, because I do my own thing and make mistakes, and I certainly did make a couple during the course of this whole thing. And mistakes are just a part of the way that we as human beings function. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who are perfect. I'm just glad that I've never met them, because they would be tough to deal with. But anyway, basically, you're looking at me screwing up, which is the light green thing here, and the algorithm playing everything absolutely straight and correctly, and coming out with a result which was plus 475 instead of minus 1800. But the point that I was trying to make about mistakes is mistakes will happen. They're completely unavoidable unless you're perfect. And the one thing you have to do is make sure that you correct them, that you adjust the down and the out to cover your mistakes. And there's no going back, obviously. I mean, once the wrong bet has been lost, it was too high a bet, but you lost it, then you've got to add it to your down and out to get it sorted so that you get a correction. Obviously, if you make a mistake and you're paid too much, you do not give it back. You just sort of think, God, boy, that was lucky, because luck does play a part in all of these games, you know? I mean, if you look here, this was ridiculous. This bunch of P's here, player wins. And this is the problem I've got here. I am so stupid sometimes. I didn't reset the minimum. And that would result in Algie winning very handily. My bad. See, I told you, I make mistakes. The maximum bet that was put out was actually 6,000. But you know, that's how it goes. It was a 0 flat AV, so that the expected outcome was just nothing. But we managed to get 3,625. And that's embarrassing. Yeah, I set it for 300 because the last model was for Casino King, as he calls himself. I'm going to have to find out what his real name is again and stop calling him Casino King, because that's just embarrassing. And if his name was King, it'd be fine. You know, then it would be a little joke, but apparently it's not. So there you are. So in fact, Algie would have won 3,625 for exposure of 4,250, and the other guy, i.e. me, screwed up. Only had 1,800 exposure, but lost 1,800. That rolled over to the to Baccarat, and everything ended happily. So that's it. Next time. And thanks for being out there, folks, all 3 or 4 of you.